students, welcome to Imus Computer College. I am Miss Joyce Guslatar and I will be your lecturer in Learning Skills 1. Okay, let's proceed to our topic. So this is our second meeting for the midterm. So our topic is all about negotiating your salary. In readiness for your first job offer, it is important to develop skills to help you to negotiate your salary. Many people see this as terrifying prospect, but with a little preparation and practice, it doesn't have to be. Okay, so there's a company na kapag interview ng mga applicants, sinasama nila sa questions yung how much did you expect for your salaries, etc. So, may mga minamasama. So, sabi nga dito, many people see this as a terrifying prospect. Kasi, minsan hindi mo kailangan magsabi ng amount. Baka kasi ma-offend yung mga nag-i-interview or hindi, ma-misunderstand nila yung amount na sasabihin mo. Like for example, nagtanong sila, how much the salary is expected to our company, and you're going to answer like for example, is 30,000 pesos po per month. So automatic doon pa lang, kung hindi yun ang range ng pasahod nila doon sa company, bagsak ka na agad. Okay? So, if that's the case, you need a little preparation and practice. Sabi nga dito, ang pagtanong or tanong na salary is isang terrifying prospect, pero kung ikaw ay prepared at practice sa pagsagot, it doesn't have to be. Like for example, tinanong ka, now you're going to answer, of course, hindi mo naman pwedeng ipagpaliban ang pagsagot noon sa tanong. Ngayon, you're going to answer now, like for example, I didn't expect a lot, but I'm expecting that my salary will based on the minimum account or the minimum amount of your company. So automatic dun pa lang, hindi ka nag-expect ng mataas, hindi rin ng mababa. Ang ina-expect mo is yung minimum wages na binibigay nila sa mga empleyado. Okay, don't forget, hindi mo kailangan magbigay ng amount. You have to be prepared and practice sa pagsagot when it comes to salary. Next. Here are tips for how to negotiate your salary that can help you tactfully and confidently ask for what you want. Ito yung mga 8 tips na binigay kung paano ka makikipag-negotiate sa iyong sahod. First, become familiar with industry salary trends. Siyempre, kapag mag-a-apply ka, meron naman doon mga list kung magkano expecting salary. Like for example, 15 to 30 a month. So, ganyan. So, dapat doon pa lang, alam mo na para knowledgeable ka when it comes to industry salary. Next, build your case. Tell the truth. Factors in perks and benefits. Syempre, don't forget to ask the perks and the benefits that you will get to the company. So, ano-ano ba yan? Mga incentive, mga day off, mga leave with pay, sick with pay, yan. Yes, yun sa kanila yan. In a manner way, okay? Next, practice your deliver, of course. Kailangan pagbabanggitin mo na siya or i-deliver mo na yung mga gusto mo sabihin in a manner, maayos para hindi na misinterpret ng taong kausap mo. Know when to interrupt, get anything in writing, and stay positive. So this 8 is tip for how negotiate a salary, okay? So in summarize, you need to stay positive and to practice on how to deliver all of what is your answer, and of course always tell the truth and just be honest And of course, you have to research for the salary or industry salary trends. Siyempre, iba-iba naman ng mga company. So, iba-iba din ng mga benefits na ino-offer. That's why you have to ask them. Kailangan mo pa rin naman magtanong as an applicant. Hindi yung dahil piniplease mo sila, hindi mo na itatanong yung mga needs mong malaman, especially benefits. That's why tayo nagtatrabaho, gusto natin magtrabaho, we need the benefits. Yung benefits na tayo mismo ay nagagandahan sa benepisyong ibibigay ng company. Kung hindi naman maganda yung benepisyo ng binibigay ng company, then you're free to go, okay? So, syempre, iniisip lang din naman natin yung sarili natin, of course. That's why we look for the perks and benefits and also the salary of the company. Okay, next. Okay, this one, using emails and writing effectively at work. Marami pang hindi marunong mag-email ng mga proper email, especially writing, na in a manner or in formal way. Meron kasi tayong tinatawag na formal at informal way of using emails and writing. Despite newer technology on the communications horizon, such as Twitter, Skype, Facebook, and WhatsApp, email are still predominantly the way most organizations internally and externally communications. Okay, so based here, sinabi na rin naman yung mga social media accounts na pwedeng gamitin to deliver our message, especially the Facebook. So before Skype, sikat pa si Skype, but nowadays, hindi na masyado si Skype. And then WhatsApp and the Twitter, and then of course the Facebook. And yun yung mga usually natin ginagamit for communications. Yung before, wala pa mga ganyan, sa dating panahon pa talaga, our communications is through written, okay? So, kaya sabi dito written effectively. Through written pa. So, bago makarating yon sa patutunguhan or para kanino yung sulat na ibinigay mo, araw, linggo ang dadaan bago mapapunta sa may pupuntahan or para makadating doon sa pinagsulatan mo. But nowadays, through to our newer technology, sa innovations of worlds, that's why meron tayong communication na 1 minute pa lang na send mo na nabasa na agad ng kailangan magbasa nito or pinag-sendan mo. That's what is Twitter, Skype, and Facebook, especially Facebook nowadays are pop or hits. And WhatsApp. But always remember students, a proper ng pagsusulat or pag-message, especially sa mga boss or mga iba't ibang matalaking tao is through email. Okay? Kaya kailangan marunong ka magsulat or mag-type or gumawa ng letter through emails. Please, we appreciate that most of you know how to write an email. We'll look at some good tips of ensure that the work emails you will soon be writing are professional, courteous, and of course, effective. We spoke to our graduate employers, recruits, DSC staff about the most annoying thing they found about workplace email communication. We need all the hard work for you. Apply the 10 list of most annoying email habits just for you. So, ginather dito yung mga most annoying email habits. Okay, so let's read. First, people who write over long emails which are too lengthy to read. So ito, yung sobrang haba ng email na isinulat mo na hindi na interesado yung nagbabasa. Parang ikunento mo na lahat ng epic failed and kung ano-anong bagay. So ngayon, hindi na nagustuhan nung magbabasa. Like for example, sa resume mo, sinulat mo na doon lahat ng backgrounds mo and hindi naman importante. So automatically, it will annoy the one who reads it. Next, people who use reply all too often and send everyone their responses. Okay? So, like for example, is yung people na laging ginagamit yung reply all na hindi naman kailangan pang mabasa ng isang nag-email. So, automatic kasi yon kapag 10 persons yung in-emailan mo ng isang document, so 10 persons yung biniglaan mo, nag-email ka, and then nag-reply all ka, lahat ng 10 emails na yon na may-ari, mababasa nila yung reply mo. So, that is so annoying. Kung magre-reply ka, reply mo lang yung specific email or person na pagre-replyan mo. Next, poor spelling and grammar mistakes in message that clearly wasn't proofread before sending. So always remember, student, if you're going to email, and especially if it is English, make sure na double check ninyo at binasa niyo po ulit bago ninyo isend. So marami kasing nababash kapag may mga wrong grammar. But nowadays, I know sa email, meron ng correction kapag meron kang misspelled or kulang sa letters, automatic may lalabas doon na parang red na kapag ni-right click mo, red line, red zigzag line na kapag ni right click mo sa mouse, automatic babago siya ng true spelling niya mismo. So that is the health of elevations. Next, getting the tone wrong, either being too formal or conversely too formal for your workplace. Getting the tone wrong. So kahit hindi siya mismong boses, even though letters, mararamdaman mo kung galit ba or may feelings kasi, di ba? Kapag nagbabasa tayo, there's some feelings. So kapag nabasa natin na may mali ka sa in-emailed mo, so kapag ang dating nun sa ibang tao, pangit na po. Kaya make sure na gagamit ka ng formal, especially if the occasions and ang pagsasendan mo niyan is professionals. Formal ang gamitin. Pwede din naman ang informal if hindi naman sa business proposal or business related yung paggagamitan nito. Okay? Next, people who forward or send inappropriate jokes, links, or emails to colleagues. So this is most annoying also, no? Sa email habits. Yung lagi kayo nagsisend ng inappropriate jokes and links, mga links and images na hindi naman kinakailangan. So minsan, you have to, this is not just in email ha, even in messenger, sa mga pagdawi natin makipag-communication through internet. So, don't use this thing again. The jokes, the links, of course, and the images, that's not inappropriate. Next, people who inappropriate use CC carbon to send on the others or to send emails on the other, yung which is yung carbon copy, yung ginagaya lang yung sinabi nung iba para isend mismo sa'yo. So don't use that. Kasi alam na po yan. People who send a long email train of message without editing or condensing it first. Sabi ko nga kanina, pag i-email na sobrang haba na hindi mo na inedit na meron ka ng misspelling kasi meron mga ganyan students, diba? Kahit nga mag-text or mag-message nga lang tayo through chat, kapag sobrang haba niyan, meron mga letters na dumadagdag, meron tayong mga napipindot na hindi naman dapat natin magpindot ng mga letters, so magigiba na siya ng salita. So make sure kapag email yan and regarding sa mga businesses or sa work, make sure na ini-edit mo at binabasa mo lang maayos and paulit-ulit bago mo muna siya isend. Especially kapag important person ang iyong pagsasendan. Okay, 9 and 10, people who write highly charged emotional, rude, aggressive, or unprofessional emails. Next, sending too many emails about the same topic, especially oh, and one more thing, and then oh, I also forgot. So, sending many emails about the same topic. Okay, don't do that. Next, last for the 10 list of most annoying email habits is receiving very curt and short email which can be misread or having a rude or angry tone to them. So, wag naman daw masyadong maikse. Like, for example, good afternoon, ma'am and sir. I want to go to your class today. Thank you. So, like, for example, that is your email. Now, it's too rude na ganun lang yung sasabihin mo. Of course, you need to put some excuses para mas maintindihan bakit ngayon ka lang a-attend ng class. Like, for example, is that, okay? Hopefully that you will learn the 10 most annoying email habits, and don't do that if you're going to email to your works in class, especially sa mga teachers mo, kapag nagpapasend sila sa mga emails, dapat you should know how to write a proper email or proper emails. Yeah. Next, continuous learning. So when we say continuous learning, investing in improving your communication is a lifelong thing, not something that you do once and then forget. Take every opportunity to upskill your written, oral, and communicative skills, both for formal and informal ways of communicating. Never send emails or written correspondence in anger or frustration. This one is surefire way to get you into trouble. Instead, drop your response and wait 24 hours before you send it. Review it and perhaps change the tone or sound to something more appropriate. Get to the point. Don't be too long-winded about what you want to say. We all time poor. Make sure your communication is all times polite and courteous, yet to the point of efficiency. If you can layer a tone of friendliness on top, that can be a good thing, right? Okay. So, baka sinasabi niyo, ano ba yung tone na gusto sinasabi ni ma'am? Okay. So, maybe some of you nagbabasa ng mga books, which is mga Wattpads, mga e-books, mga mangas, like for example, is that mga comics. So, di ba meron doon parang mga emotions. Kapag hindi naman tayo nagbabasa para lang sa wala, basa, wala ka namang naintindihan. Syempre, you have feelings while reading it. So, that is the tone na sinasabi ko. While we are reading, minsan, kapag binabasa natin, galit yung nagpo-portray na character, nagagalit din yung pagbabasa natin, or galit din yung dating sa atin nung sulat, automatic yun yung tone na sinasabi ko sa inyo. Even kapag galit kayo, kapag nagme-message kayo at galit kayo, mararamdaman nyo nung magbabasa. Or kung meron man nagalit sa inyo, kapag nag-message, ramdam nyo kung galit ba yung nagme-message sa inyo. Okay? So those are the things that you need to know, especially you're going to um, understand how to put or write email. So this is just not in written email, especially in oral. When you say oral, in the way mo magsalita, yung the way kung paano mo i-deliver lahat ng sasabihin mo. Syempre, meron naman tayong tone kapag galit tayo. Of course, halata tayo sa boses natin and then sa facial expressions. Kapag naman friendly tone tayo or nakikipagkaibigan, halata naman sa boses natin that we are jolly na to make friends with them. So there's a lot of tones especially in oral or communications. Yan. Okay? So sabi din dito, if one people send to you, like for example is anger or galit. So try to calm first, okay? So kasi kapag nag-message ka na pagalit ka, kapag nabasa na yan, hindi mo na yun mabubura. Magkakaroon lang kayo ng trouble. Kaya make sure kung galit ka, sige, mag-type ka. Type ka lang ng type ng gusto mo sabihin sa kanya. Then, put it into your drafts, into your notes, or kung saan mo man siya gustong ilagay na hindi muna niya mababasa. And then, take a cool down. Mayroon nga ditong binigay na hours, 24 hours bago mo siya isend. After 24 hours, basahin mo ulit lahat ng sinabi mo nung galit ka pa. And if there's changes now, nung hindi ka galit, syempre itama mo yung email na iyong isi-send. Okay? In a manner way. Okay? Continuous learning. So, sabi dito, investing. Mag-invest ka daw sa pag-improve ng communication skills mo. Of course, kasi hindi naman lahat ng oras o lahat ng bagay is lagi lang kayong tahimik, nasa isang tabi. Siyempre, dadating ang time na you're going to have a work and makikisama ka sa iba't ibang tao na now it is your time to improve your communications skill. Next, things to remember for effective and professional email writing. So, yung kung kanina is 10 email habits or wrong email habits. This one naman is 12 tips para sa effective emails or effective writing ng mga emails. First, subject line are important. So, yung subject line natin, syempre, kapag magsasend tayo ng email, hindi naman pwedeng walang subject. Para saan ba yun? Like, for example, ang i-email ninyo is yung mga teacher nyo na handled is learning skill. Learning skill ang pinapasa niyang activity through email. Now, you're going to put a subject line para alam nung magbabasa kung anong content nung email na yung sinesend. Like, for example, ang subject line mo is learning skill activity 1. Like, for example, is that always put a subject line. Now, use bullet points and highlight call to action. So like for example, dito sa nakikita ninyo, may mga bullets na blue tayo, di ba? Ibig sabihin, yun yung mga important things. Kaya siya naka-bullet. So all of the importance at hina-highlight mo na ma-call attention. So put some highlights or bullet points. So there's a lot of bullet points, not just circle. So marami yan. Matututunan nyo yan sa Word. Next, keep it short. Don't muddle content. Be collegial. Watch your tone. Avoid too many exclamation mark and no emoji. So, tanggalin ninyo yung marami exclamation mark. You know what? Exclamation mark is parang kung babasahin natin yan, parang pasigaw. Parang attention, then exclamation mark, exclamation mark. So parang pinagsisigawan mo, attention. Okay? May gusto akong sabihin, blah, 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 etc. So avoid just it kasi parang pasigaw ang dating niyan sa atin. Okay? Kung ang question mark ay parang patanong, what is your name? So nagtatanong tayo. Kapag exclamation mark, it seems like, what is your name? So parang pagalit. Okay? Avoid it. Now, avoid quotes that could be offensive to others. Okay, yung mga quotables natin, minsan hindi mo na kailangan gumamit ng quotes na alam mo magpapa-offend. Marami kasi, or different quotes through internet. So, merong galit, merong for love, meron for friendship, meron for boss. There's a lot of quotes. Now, if that quotes is not appropriate para sa pagsasendan mo, then don't use it. Okay? So those are the effective way and professional way on how to make a email or writing a email. Okay? So next na po tayo. The 4 C's of email communications. Meron tayong 4 C's based on the best email communication. First, one is core truths. When we say core truths, this has to be the number one rule. Always write polite, clear, non-emotional emails at work. Okay? When we say courteous in Tagalog, that is magalang. So, paano ka ba mag-write ng email, especially sa work purposes, ng magalang? Of course, alam niyo naman yan. Sa pagsulat nga ng essay, you know how to write essays now. It seems like a email. So, number one rule yan sa pag-i-input or pagsusulat ng email natin. Always courteous, be magalang, polite, and of course, non-emotional emails para sa trabaho. So, hindi na kasi kasama yung mga emotional feelings natin sa work na nararamdaman natin out of work, then isasama natin sa trabaho. No, it's not a proper. So, kaya kailangan be courteous when it comes to email communications. Next, clear. When you say clear, don't mislead or confuse in your emails. Often, misspelling, bad grammars, forced sentences, or bad punctuation can easily cloud your message. Okay, sabi ko nga kanina sa inyo, be cleared. Iwasan po ang magkaroon ng misspelling, pag-i-input ng mga punctuations na normally naman natin ginagamit, and bad grammar especially, and then poor sentences when it comes kapag ang i-email ninyo is English. So when it comes in Tagalog naman, marami pa rin nagkakamaling talaga sa Tagalog, no? May mga gumagamit pa rin ng kamusta. Dapat kumusta. KU, hindi KA. So marami pa rin nagkakamali doon. Kumain ka na, kumain ka na. So, like for example is that, yung mga Tagalog term na minsan is hindi pa natin na itatama. Okay? So, that is a bad grammar also. Even though Tagalog yun at mali ang mga spelling mo, bad grammar pa din yun. Okay? Spelling is a spelling pa rin siya talaga. Not just in English. Okay? So, aside from that, sinabi nga dito, misspelling, bad grammar, forced sentences na may gusto kang sabihin pero hindi mo siya may express. Now, try to ask someone na i-correct yung mga sentences mo. And the bad punctuations. So, be clear para hindi ka ma-mislead or hindi ma-confuse yung magbabasa ng email or sulat mo. Especially mga nowadays kasi kapag mag-a-apply ka through online, yung mga resume mo is through online na din sinasend. Nagbibigay ang company ng email address and doon mo ilalagay yung iyong or doon mo i-input yung i-attach kumbaga yung iyong resume. Okay? Kaya make sure that double check mo lahat ng ipapasa mo through internet, especially the message. Next, coherent. When we say coherent, this is the information flowing clearly in your email? Is it logical? In order and easy to follow, keep it brief, well structured, and logical at times. So when we say coherent, this is meant by, okay, so this is the way, that the element in our sentences paragraph hang together to produce meaning. So like for example, kapag nagsusulat kayo ng mga emails, ng essays, di ba parang tayo mag-i-input doon ng mga salitang makakapag-express kung ano ba talaga yung gusto nating sabihin. Logic, na gusto nating sabihin. Okay? So usually, when we write a raw drafts o yung mga nagsusulat tayo ng kung ano-ano lang na bagay or mahilig kang magsulat, kapag nakakita ka ng view, automatically nakakapagsulat ka ng tula. Ngayon, paano mo lalagyan ng feelings yung tulang binabasa ng iba, 'di ba? We concerned mainly with getting our thoughts on paper. Syempre, yung nararamdaman natin, gusto nating i-apply into paper, into writing. Now, if you are good in that, then you are a coherent. Okay? So, yung nararamdaman ng mga taong nagbabasa mismo, yung isinulat mo. You are a coherent. Okay? So, next is calm. Keep the tone of your workplace emails positive, neutral, pantay, or calm. Never send angry, aggressive, or rude emails. If you do this can be disaster for your career, of course. Siyempre, hindi ka naman pwedeng magsulat or mag-input ng mga masasamang salita or mga bad words to your email. So kahit na reklamong-reklamo ka, hindi mo yun magagawa back because it will become disaster to your emails. Okay? Or sorry, to your careers. Kaya always be calm, especially kapag galit na galit ka na, you need to be calm. Nararamdaman din kasi yan even though sa mga writtens natin. Written and spoken. So, writtens especially. Okay? Kasi transparent ang written eh. Sabi ko nga sa inyo before, kapag na-wrong ka lang ng pag-input ng text, like for example, good morning, at matataas, malalaking letter yun, caps lock letter, meron na siyang parang may ibig sabihin na para sa atin yan, di ba? Kung maraming mga exclamation mark, may ibig sabihin na nga para sa atin yan kasi it's bad habits, especially in written. Okay, next. Email communication tips. Now, this is the tips that you can add and learn, of course. Always try to make emails concise, clear, and to the point without sounding rude, angry, or aggressive. Pwede mo naman talagang iparating yung email mo na to the point ka. May pinupunto ka na gusto mong maparating sa taas at gusto mong malaman nila. Pero, mababago mo naman yun kahit to the point ka, hindi mamasamain ng magbabasa. Yun nga lang, you need to reread again at ipabasa mo sa mga kaibigan mo para malaman mo yung expressions nila, the way nila mabasa yung email address mo or email mo na ginawa. So without sounding rude or any aggressive words. Okay? But all of your emails is to the point. Next, ask yourself if an email is even necessary. Would it perhaps be better or even prefer to speak directly to the persons involved? So it depends, students. Okay? Pwede mong kausapin, pwedeng hindi. Especially kapag ang mga taong pagsasabihan mo ay professionals or matataas na tao talaga, of course, you need to do the manner way, which is emailing them. But if you can speak directly to that person, then speak it to them directly or talk to them directly, but you'll always be in a manner way. Okay, lagi tayong gumalang. Kasi hindi naman kawalan sa atin ang paggalang. Kataasan pa nga sa atin yun na makikita tayo ng mga tao na kahit kahit hindi masyado or kahit maliit ka lang na tao is you know how to respect other people. Next. Shy away from sending individual people. Sitting next to you or across from you from your email if you can. Go and talk to them in person. first. So, sabi ko nga kanina sa inyo, if you can ask, then go talk to them. Next. It is good to remember that our written emails are a reflection of our professional brand and image. Don't let a hasty, angry reply all or an insensitive joke or awkward picture undo all of your good work in the office. So sabi ko nga sa inyo kanina, avoid ninyo ang paggamit ng reply all, especially kung hindi mo naman talaga gustong replyan lahat at ayaw at hindi mo prepared na makita yon ng iba't ibang emails na pinagsendan, okay? So you have to double check it because kung ako man ay masisendan mo at hindi para sa akin yun, maa-annoy din ako sa'yo kasi magpa-pop up yung sa akin at mababasa ko. Okay? And sabi din dito, nagre-reflect sa'yo kung ano ang email or written emails mo. Siyempre, kung anong mga sinulat mo dyan, kung anong mga emails mo, ikaw yung nag-email, kaya sa'yo mismo yan mag-re-reflect. Maganda man, of course, siyempre, maganda yung tingin nila sa'yo. Pero kung pangit yung dating ng email mo, pangit na rin ang tingin nila sa'yo. Okay? Don't let, sabi nga dito, don't let hasty, angry, and insensitive joke, awkward picture na magpapasira sa image mo. Okay? Next. Before hitting that send button, make sure you spell and grammar check your draft message. Bago mo pindutin sa send button, dapat sure ka na all the spellings are correct and also the grammar. Kasi marami nagkakamali sa grammar. Which is, hindi naman talaga maiiwasan. Now, sabi ko nga sa inyo, lately, because of the innovations, there's a lot of applications that will help you to correct your grammars when it comes to written emails. Okay, it will help you. So, download it. Next. We'd also recommend going easy at work, particularly in your first weeks and months on emotions and abbreviations such as LOL, BW, OMG, BRB, and etc. So this one, marami talagang gumagamit nito. But students, avoid using it, especially in class, okay? That LOL, I forgot the meaning of LOL. The BW, which is by the way, the OMG, the OMG, and the BRB, be right back, and some of etc. So, minsan kasi merong hindi nakakaalam ng mga meanings na yan. Kaya, always, if in class, don't use those words. Meron nga akong mga napapanood na video clips na ang ini-input na nila sa mga test papers nila is for the person, yung may mga for the, all of P, lahat ng P, starts sa P, ginagawa nilang F. Kaya, nagkakaroon ng misspell. So, kapag nakasanayan nyo yan, for your entire life, yun na talaga yung tatatak sa inyo at hindi nyo na makakalimutan. So, kapag nag-emails or sumulat kayo, yun na talaga yun. So, paano kung ang magbabasa nun is strict when it comes to spelling? So, automatically, mapapagalitan na agad kayo. Okay? Always, remove nyo na yung mga ganyan. Especially in class. Kapag magsusulat ng mga essays, gagamit ng for the person, yung mga abbreviations, okay? If not appropriate naman, okay? So, pwede nyo gamitin yan when it comes to your friends, katuwaan, but in schools and emails, especially professionals, workings, or job, or mga business nyo man, don't use that, okay? So, next. You and then panoorin niyo yung video. This is all about proper way of emails. Okay? Proceed na kayo.
In this video, you'll learn how to format an email, including parts of the email, what to capitalize, where to leave spaces and empty lines, and how to do the optional signature block at the end. Here's an example of an email that's formatted correctly. Let's look at the parts of this email. First, we have the subject. The subject is like a short title that tells your reader what your email is about. Then we have the salutation, where you're saying hello to your recipient. In the body of the email, you write your message. Then you have your closing, where you sort of say goodbye. Then you have your electronic signature, which is your first and last name. And then at the bottom, sometimes there is an optional signature block. You don't need a signature block, but many people use them, and you might also want to have one. Let's now talk about what to capitalize in your email. First, let's talk about what to capitalize in your subject. We capitalize subjects like we capitalize a book title. But what do we capitalize in book titles? We capitalize the first word, the last word, and important words. How do we know if a word in a title or an email subject line is important? Nouns, verbs, adjectives, and adverbs are important words in a title and should be capitalized. Here are some examples. People, like teacher, boy, and parent. Of course, there are many hundreds of other words that could be people. Places, 3 examples are school, city, and library. Things, like book, homework, idea. Actions, like run, ask, need, or help. Adjectives, like sick, easy, great. And adverbs, like not, very, and always. What about words that are not important and should not be capitalized? These include articles, conjunctions, or prepositions that are 3 letters or shorter, like these. And, but, by, for, or, in, if, out, of, off, so on, a, and the. These are examples that are used often, but of course there are many other words that are not important in titles and should not be capitalized. Now we've talked about what to capitalize in a subject. What about the salutation? In a salutation, capitalize the first word plus all nouns. Let's look at some other examples of email salutations. Here we have Dear Hiring Manager, Dear Professor Smith, Dear Board of Directors, Dear Mom and Dad, and Dear Sophia. There are 2 types of email salutations. The first 3 examples that we see here are formal salutations. At the end of a formal salutation, the punctuation you use is called a colon, or the 2 dots that you see used at the end of our first 3 examples. You need to use a formal email salutation when you're writing emails with job applications, emails to leaders in your company, school, or community, and emails to other people in higher positions. The other type of email salutation is an informal salutation, like the last 2 that you see here. At the end of an informal salutation, the punctuation you use is a comma. Informal salutations are used when you write to friends and family, people you see daily or often, and sometimes to teachers or professors. It depends on the culture and the relationship you have with the person, just as any email salutation does. So we've covered what to capitalize in the email subject and salutation. Now let's talk about the closing. In the closing, you capitalize only the first word. The second word in a closing should not be capitalized. Here are some examples of other email closings that are formal, professional, and will work in almost any situation. Best regards, sincerely, thank you, best, yours truly, and respectfully. Now we've reviewed capitalization, let's look at where we need to leave empty lines and spaces in your emails. First, leave an empty line after your salutation. Always leave empty lines between paragraphs. Leave 1 empty line before your closing and 1 empty line after your closing. Notice, you do not need an empty line or a comma after your electronic signature. Now let's talk about the optional signature block. The signature block contains contact information about the sender as well as information like the sender's website, YouTube channel, or other professional contact information. Here's example 1 with the name, email, website, and YouTube channel. Here's example 2. You have the person's name, phone number, position or job. Notice after the job you have the company, and between those 2 a comma. Finally, after that you have his mailing address at the bottom. Here we have example 3 that's very similar to example 2, except that the company name and the job or position appear on 2 different lines, so we don't need to separate them with a comma. Here we have example 4, a signature block of a university student, where you have the person's name, phone number, position, which is student, and his university. So now we've concluded our video on how to format an email. I hope that this video helped you. Thanks a lot for watching.
Thank you for watching and thank you for listening. I hope you learned something new today, students. So see you on our next meeting.